Alright, so in the previous videos we talked about what change of character. And generally we got introduced to change of character, right? And we learned that with change of character we break structure to the opposite direction of the market. So if the market is pushing to the downside, we are going to break structure to the upside. And change of character is our first break. Only the first break can be characterized as what? Change of character. Any other break thereafter is going to be break of structure. And if you are pushing to the upside and we get a first break to the downside, that is going to be what? Change of character. Now, the same logic applies to the minor and major structure. The logic we used for the break of structure, minor break of structure, and the major break of structure. Same. Major deals with a bigger range and minor deals with what? A smaller range. So we were pushing to the downside, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we came to form a higher high. Now, this first break is going to be what? A change of character. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then we also have a break. Now, this range is visibly what? Bigger than this range, right? So this is going to be what? Your minor change of character, or your CHOCH, internal change of character, because we learned in the previous video that what? Internal structure can also be called minor structure. And then this is going to be what? Your CHOCH, your major change of character, right? So this change of character happened on a bigger what? Structure frame, and then this change of character happened on a minor structure frame. So same logic as the major break of structure and minor break of structure is, it still applies to the change of character. So with internal change of character, we break structure on a minor level, and then with major change of character we break structure on a major level, right? We change character on a major level. So internal change of character, we change character on a smaller scale, on a minor level, and then with major change of character, we change character on what? On a major scale, right? Right, on a major structure. So let's take some examples. Right, so let's use this as our major structure, right? So this is what? An CHOCH, because this is the overall high of this whole down move, right? And this is the overall low of this whole up move, right? And then where do you think our internal change of characters is going to happen? Around here, right? Internal change, and we have break, right? So if we are to use this structure, where do you think our major break of structure is going to happen? If I'm picking this structure, right? Our major break of structure is going to happen when this price pushes up to break above here. Then we are going to have what? A major break of what? Structure. So before that, any other break, since I'm picking this as my major structure, any other break here will be what? Minor break of structures. M-boss, minor break. So that would be like I-boss, right? And then the first break that will happen around here is going to be what? An CHOCH. So after picking your range, it just has to be a bigger range. And after that, with that range, you'll be able to identify which is going to be your minor change of character and your major change of character, or your CHOCH and your CHOCH, or your I-boss or your M-boss. So change of character has similar concepts to break of structure, which is breaking of structure, but the difference is that with change of character, it's your first break away from the market's intended direction. After that, any other break is considered as what? Break of structure. So with this concept, I think it's very easy to understand, right? Same as major break of structure and minor break of structure. We are looking for the first break, right? The first break is going to be your CHOCH, and any other break thereafter is going to be what? Break of structure. Now, with the CHOCH happens when we have what? A major structural shift on what? A major structure, right? So just like what I picked, right? This is an CHOCH because we were forming what? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we came to form what? A higher high. So here was what? our internal change of character, CHOCH, minor change of character. But this is where we had what? Our major change of character, because this is the whole high of this one. This is the structure I'm picking. So you see, this is just a bigger higher high and higher low. So we have in a low, and then we formed a higher high. So after a higher low, we are looking for the price to form what? A higher high, and that is going to be what? Our major break of structure. So this first break is what? Our what? An CHOCH. Very simple. So same ideology for the major and minor applies to the CHOCH and then the CHOCH. So that has to cover the change of character and break of structure. So now you know the basics of market structure. Reading the basics of market structure, we are always going to add other basics, but major change of character, minor change of character, major break of structure, minor break of structure, they are key concepts. Once you understand these concepts, reading market structure becomes very, 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 very easy. Very easy. Right? So don't forget to like and then subscribe the video, and also leave your comments, right?